you don't choose to wake up in the morning and like, okay, I think I'm gonna like tune into limited thinking today. That limited thinking is a byproduct of what state your antenna is in, what state your nervous system is in. We think we're the radio station that we're tuning into when really we're actually the antenna.
Bro.
And we can change the radio station that we're tuning into. When someone asks me a question, it feels like I can then kind of point my nervous system in a direction to actually pick up on the answer, right?
Oof.
And that takes a certain, I think a lot of people, they just want to like speak it out right away, but there's a space in between, you know, and that space in between being asked something, you could call that channeling, right? Or downloading or receiving the answer. Yeah. But it's just like you are an antenna, and the state of your antenna is going to be what you're actually picking up on. And so if you are aware of your antenna, your nervous system is your antenna, right?
Yeah.
Your central nervous system, you are picking up on, you know, your thoughts aren't happening inside of your head. They're happening out in the world. And the state of your antenna, if it's in a fear state, you're going to be picking up on your ideas. If you are in an expansive, in a safe state, feeling good, you're going to be picking up on expansive ideologies. And so it takes a moment, that little bit of space in between, I think is so beautiful. People just take a pause in between. We're not so comfortable with that little space in our culture. We kind of want to talk over the end of each other's sentences. And when there is space, we want to pull out our phone or we want to do all those things. But that space is the time for that, call it channeling, downloading, or tuning your antenna to actually come up with the answer, right?
And because I think sometimes it's misunderstood of like channeling or the downloading, but literally it's just like, no, bro, like we are like electrical, energetic beings, and your nervous system, and like how you put it, like the straight and like where it's pointed or aligned, like is going to download information. So maybe touch on that a bit too, but I want to go back to what you said of your nervous system tells the truth. Because I want to break that down, because I feel like some people, I would say like, well, is it the nervous system that tells the truth, and then our stories that manipulate it, or that we feel that we don't trust? Like, I'm interested, where's that paradox in that?
Yeah, 100%. There's some dissociation, right? Yeah. But I want to go back, and you look at an ancient practice like yoga, right? And there's so many pillars of yoga. But the asana practice, the like physical postures, like all of those different postures you're posturing your antenna. You're putting yourself in different positions to be able to tune into different things. So each position that you're in is a different shape of your physical antenna. And so you are tuning into different sort of energies by the posture that you're in, right? Is your antenna in a contracted state? Is it in a fear state? Is it in an expansive state? There's so many different positions that you can put yourself in and see what you tune into.
Dang, dude, that's really good.
Yeah.
And then the truth.
And then the truth, right? Your nervous system only tells the truth, and are you listening to it? So there's an aspect of us, we're very dissociated, disconnected between the mind and the body, right? Our antenna is tuned into something, and say it's, you know, something fearful. Our body's in a contracted state. We're in a state of fear. And so we're picking up on these fear-centered ideologies, but our consciousness is actually in that sort of fear state. And we believe that the radio station that we're tuning into is us. Instead of actually, we're actually a sovereign being, and we can control our state. We can control what our antenna is picking up onto. And we just have to manipulate that dial, that toggle switch, that button within ourselves to actually tune into something else. So we think we're the radio station that we're tuning into when really we're actually the antenna.
Bro.
And we can change the radio station that we're tuning into. And so there's a dissociation between the mind and the body. We have become such a mental culture. We have, labeled the mind our king. We're very much rational. We're very much like
mindset is everything.
Mindset is everything, right? I know so many people do mindset work. Like, so many people come to me and they're like, well, I just can't stop this limited thinking, right? These limited thoughts. And you don't choose to wake up in the morning and like, okay, I think I'm gonna like tune into limited thinking today. That limited thinking is a byproduct of what state your antenna is in, what state your nervous system is in. And so if you are in a contracted state, if your body, you are an animal. You're a fucking animal. We're all animals and we forgot it. And that there's so much beauty in that. And we don't honor that. But if you want to think expansively, you can't do that from a place of contraction, from a place of wounding, from a place of the body not feeling good. So if you're in a wounded state, you're going to be picking up on wounded ideas. People in power have known this for a long time. What's the best way to control people? It's to keep people in a state of fear, guilt, and shame. Because when you're in a state of fear, guilt, and shame, you don't think clearly.
Survival.
You run to the store and you buy all the toilet paper because that like has everything to do with your actual survival, right? It's really clear thinking. If you found this of value, if you found this helpful, leave me a comment below, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.